Not trying to complicate none of this. So let me just come tell you how I feel. Okay, I'm just looking for some balance and trust. I'm just looking for some mutual love, but all I get is unemployed. While my world always in fire and never chilly. I used to hate the serious, I used to be so silly, but I'm not a kid. No more, no, I'm not a kid.
Two more.
But I guess it's what we always say. Yeah,
Five. One more.
hey,
Okay, we're done.
done.
For this strength workout, we wanted to calculate the amount of work done during 5 lifts. To complete the task, we used a lateral pull-down machine for the weight and a meter stick to measure the vertical distance or the height as the weight is being pulled up. To calculate the amount of pounds, we know that we lifted 25 pounds, but it needs to be converted to newtons. And we know that 1 pound is equal to 4.5 newtons. So if you multiply 25 pounds by 4.5 newtons, you get 112.5 newtons. For the maximum height, or the vertical distance, we know that it was 144 centimeters. But when you convert it to meters, it is 1.44 meters. The amount of work. So, to calculate the work, you have to use the equation force times distance. And we know that in order to calculate the work, you must multiply 112.5 newtons by 1.44 meters. So as we calculated, the amount of work is 162 joules. Now we want to calculate the amount of power during the 5 lifts. Power is work divided by time, which is the same thing as force times distance over time, which is the same thing as force times velocity. For the equation for power, it is P equals work over time. And to plug in our values, we use 162 joules over 21 seconds, which is the amount of time it took to do 5 lifts. And the amount of power is 7.71428.571 joules per second. When rounded, it's 7.71 joules per second, or 7.71 watts.
Yeah. Wait guys, you have to Photoshop like hands on me. I am ready.
For the cardio workout, we are trying to find the total energy in joules from calorie count. To complete this task, we had Cayla run on the treadmill at 4 miles per hour, which is also 1.8 meters per second. So for work, we know that 1 calorie is equal to 4,184 joules. And the amount of calories she burned throughout the 5 minutes running at 4 miles per hour, or 1.8 meters per second, she burnt off 18 calories. So if you multiply 18 calories by 4,184 joules, you get 75,312 joules, which is the total amount of work done. Now to calculate the amount of power. So we know that the equation for power is P equals W over T, which is work over time. And the amount of work done was 75,312 joules, and the time was 5 minutes or 300 seconds. So to calculate, you plug in the values, so P equals 75,312 joules over 300 seconds. So the amount of power is 251.04 watts, or 251.04 joules per second.